In the US, President Barack Obama has said the UK vote to leave the EU raises longer-term concerns about global growth. He said Brexit would freeze the possibilities of investment in Great Britain or in Europe as a whole, as he further appealed to the UK Prime Minister and other EU leaders to ensure an orderly process for the Britain's exit. President Obama was speaking at a summit in Ottawa with the leaders of Canada and Mexico aimed at strengthening economic ties between North American countries. He said the preparation by the central banks and finance ministers indicated that global economy in the short run would hold steadily. The leaders of the other 27 EU countries who would meet in Brussels without the UK for the first time in more than 40 years warned that the UK must honor the principle of free movement of people if it wants to retain access to the single market. Mr. Obama also strongly defended free trade and promised to press on with plans for a trans-Pacific partnership. The president said he had spoken to German Chancellor Angela Merkel and that her interest was making sure Britain's exit worked, not retribution. And after the landslide election victory in May, 71-year-old Rodrigo Duterte has been sworn as president of the Philippines. The controversial former mayor of Davao City overthrew the political establishment, promising a bloody war on crime and action on corruption. Mr. Duterte, who has barely left Davao in the south since his election win, took his oath at a small ceremony at the Malacanang Palace in Manila and promised in his inaugural speech to make sweeping changes to the country's political system. Under the constitution, Mr. Duterte and the new vice president, MS Leni Robredo, will both serve as a single 6-year term, but she was sworn in at a separate ceremony in Quezon City. During 22 years as mayor of Davao, he built a reputation for blunt speaking and for supporting the extrajudicial killing of suspected criminals. Mr. Duterte's election campaign was littered with obscenities and populist promises, but light on details. We'll now move over to Temi on some sports news. Stay with us.